Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Let's Play Planescape Torment. Okay. So we're off to Ragpicker Square. Man is draped in filthy tattered brown robes and a long hood concealing most of his face from view. Greetings. His eyes narrow beneath his hood and he takes a step back. What do you want? What are you doing? I'm looking for some damn bodies is what I'm trying to do. But you'd think the dead powers had packed up their kit and left the plains the way that people were staying healthy and all. There was a sudden gleam in his eye. We had a pox last month and it was a glorious time it was. Bodies stink into the high heavens and plenty of gin to be had too. What is this place? He frowns at you. You're in the hive, of course. Dirtiest bit of all the city. Where are you from, Car? Are you from a prime or something? No, I had some questions. I'm looking for a man named Farod. Look around you, Cutter. I don't make enough drink to go lighting up the dark for nothing. I'll take a bit of coin, it will, if you wants the chance. Hand him a couple of coins. Scoffs, even Dusties will pay more than that, Cutter. You must not need to know much at anything. Found 5 coppers. He studies the coins for a moment as they lay in his hands. Heh. He pockets them swiftly. Ask. Tell me about the collectors. We make our living by dragging deaders off of sigilled fair streets and hauling their lead-bottom asses to the mortuary. Not the best way to earn a living, but it's a start. Is that all you wanted to know, Cutter? He looks at you oddly. Looking for a man named Farod. His eyes narrow sudden. Farod, what about him? You seem wary. Why? Farod, humph. He spit, sneering contentedly. Ragpicker Square is Sharegrave's, my boss's territory. You see, Farod and his dogs came in a while back and tried to oust us. We fought them off, we did. So they're all hiding somewhere now. We still catch one of his lads now and then around the square. Usually we turn him into a quick spot of jink at the Mortuary the Piking Socks. Tell me about Sharegrave. He's my boss. Casts a shadow over the whole mess of collectors, he does. I'd stay away from him unless you've got right's good cause to talk to the man. I've never spoken to him personally myself. Also looking for a journal I've lost. Shakes his head, puzzled. Very well then. Keep yourself safe, Cutter. If I find you on the streets, I'll be kind to your corpse. Okay. So. Let's have a look where we... Is it map? Yeah.
All right.
Rappo. This man is whistling a cheerful tune and playing with a well-kept fighting knife. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look. What you want? I had some questions. My name's Ratbone, Cutter. I'm a thief for hire in the employer Sharegrave, the boss of the collectors here, you see around this square. It pays me mostly to learn the lads to be real quiet like and how to fight if they run into a spot of trouble. That's likely the only questions I'll answer for you, Cutter. He sniffs and shrugs. Thief for hire? Could you train me? Sure, for a spot of jink. Have been trained before? No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm going to cuff you now, so dodge it. He suddenly swings his open hand at your head. Dodge the blow. You avoid Ratbone's blow. Not bad, Cutter. Now, about that spot of jink. 50 commons, and I'll see you trained up right. Sounds good. Here. You know you've got to stop doing whatever you're doing, right? You can't be a warrior or whatnot and a thief. Are you alright with that, Car? Yes, I am. Let's get to it then. What I'm about to learn ye here is a thief's 6 best bloods. Sneaking about, hiding, picking locks and pockets, finding and removing traps are my favourite. Stabbing plucky Burks in the back. Go on. Sneaking about, hiding in the shadows and moving real quiet like is right handy. Better a live get than a dead cutter, huh? Not only do you stay out of harm's way, if he does want to stick someone, you've got the upper hand right off. I'll tell you more of that later. Keep in your mind though, you can't go sneaking if someone's already looking at you. Go on. Picking pockets and locks is a good thing too. Supplement the old income and such. Just be ready to runs if you get caught picking a pocket, and always check for traps if you're picking a suspicious lock. If you're going to look for traps, just check the area over nice and slow. Sometimes it'll take a moment or two to see them. Go on. If he does find a trap, use your skill to disarm the blighted thing. It's a lot like picking a puzzle, really. Go on. The last thing I'll learn ye is the backstab. Ratbone sighs happily. If you manages to sneak up on a bugger and you want to start a row, just attack the sod from behind. You've got a much better chance of hitting him and when you do, your hit's harder. Right then, let's get to training. Ratbone nods. Alright Car, first off you've got to relax, you're too tense. You're going to have to let your instinct take over at times and trust your hunches. And so your training as a thief begins. Learn all you can.
Updated my journal.
After a long period of training, Ratbone nods at you in satisfaction. I must say, Car, never have I run across a faster learner. I'd almost say you'd done all of this before. As Ratbone speaks, you come to realise that you have done this before. That at one time you possessed all these skills and the training has reawakened them. Perhaps I have, Ratbone, and simply forgot. Thanks and farewell.
I feel stronger.
Okay, so we're now a thief. Lots of stuff we can't use, but there's lots of stuff we can use now. So level up, we're thief level 1. Full skill points. Have we got, what do we want? We want $10 there, 5 there, 5 there, should have 15 there. Okay, so we're currently a level 3 thief, so we haven't got to worry too much about. We're a faction of the Chaos Man. Woohoo! Cranium Charm.
Watch, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
Cell looks like it was built to hold
Done.
rainwater.
All right. Done. Done. All right. Done. All right. Done.
Okay.
Done.
Yeah, not a pretty sight. Very cluttered. But, yeah, never mind, let's go. Unlike other collectors you've seen, the robe on this one seems to be of fine quality. Ah, another deader has come to visit us. Please excuse the mess. My colleagues haven't had time to tidy up. There's no way out. Why, sure there is. The door's right over there. But you need one of these to activate the portal. He holds up what appears to be a small glass bead. Come, let's talk price. I'm listening. Simple. You pay my comrade and me 100 copper. My comrades and me 100 coppers, and I'll give you the key to the portal. What if I don't want to pay? And my friends and I will have to sell your body to the dustman. Either way, we get paid. Here's the money. Here's the money. Give me the key. Fast chuckles softly. You again. My friends and I rarely have repeat business. I'll get to the point. Price is now 200 coppers for the key. Take the money. Comrades, appreciate doing business with you. Simply crushing the glass will activate the portal. Farewell. Okay, small fragile blast needs to radiate to open the support port once. Simply crush to activate. Okay. You see a small fragile glass bead. Peering inside the head bead, you can see a colourful mist swirling about. Crush the bead.
Done. I'm gone. I'm gone.
Tall and lanky, this pale, grim-looking man exudes authority despite his gangly and somewhat awkward frame. A good portion of his left ear is missing. What little is left is a ragged mess of scar tissue, or as if the ear was bitten rather than cut off. His narrow, shifting eyes, almost mere slits, look clever and dangerous. Would you be Sharegrave? He spits me out a reply. I don't know you, Burke. He glares at you. Who are you to come asking about some Sharegrave cutter? A man called Pox referred me to Sharegrave. I was told he might know the location of someone named Farod. The tension in the room suddenly rises. Now, what a funny thing to be asking about. What do you want to know about the old blood Farod for? He stole something from me and I want it back. He has some things of mine and I want them back. The man sits silent for a moment and then, for a moment, cracks a smile. He steals from us all, doesn't he, whether we're living or dead? What do you mean? Our main source of living around here is the dead. You follow? You're a collector. Aye, that's right. He looks at you as if considering something. Now, there's only so many deaders at any one point. My bloods and I can only gather so many. Someone else is gathering deaders. That's much less strength that goes into our pockets. So, Farod is taking bodies too? Aye. So,
Updated my journal.
the rub is that he's found a motherload of them. Now, I haven't heard of any massacres in Sigil. He frowns, tapping at his chin. So I'm quite interested in knowing where all the deaders are coming from. I could find out for you if you like. Oh, and how would you do that? All I would need to do is find him. Let me worry about the rest.
Updated my journal.
Yeah, you got it. I'll even give you 100 copper commons for your trouble. Go up on the platforms, follow them to the north and west, and you'll come to a gate that leads to Farad's Bowlhole. Getting in and getting the information is your deal. And if anyone else asks you, you don't know me, and we never had this talk here. Who are you? For a smart cutter, you don't listen too well. Okay. So.
Done. I'm gone.
Where did we go? Let's have a look. Start exploring.
right.
Okay, so we've got some cranium reptiles. Nice simple smooshing there. Speak to you before you start. Who's this? Jerem. What? Who? Greetings. I don't really have time to talk to you. See, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to complete my spell without the key component. Maybe I can help. Jerem pauses for a second. Guess it couldn't hurt. I'm in need of a ruby to complete my spell. Must be of exceptional quality, not like the junk they sell at the marketplace. If you should find one, bring it to me and I'll make worth your while. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Well, we know where one of them is. So, let's do that.
Done.
And you. Old Mammoth. This squat old woman looks like like she had all the colour bled out of her. Everything from her hair to her shawl to the robe are shades of grey. The only spots of colour on her come from several strange herbs which are tied to a belt by stalks. The herbs make it strange when she moves like a broom. Greetings! The elderly woman turns and stares at you, and you notice the grey shades blanketing her body extend to her features as well. Her hair is a wispy grey, and her eyes are like chips of granite. She frowns when she sees you and says, "Who might you be, Like, the name's Adan. Who are you?" With a sly cackle, she wags her eyebrows. "Have you not heard of old Mebeth, then? The midwife of the square. Have you not now?" She narrows her eyes and her voice drops. "Well, now ye have, for I be Mebeth." "You a midwife? What do you do?"
Updated my journal.
"I set bones right. I drive the cough out the sick. I yank out screaming stubborn babes. Mend cloaks for a rag or two. Make cures and herbs and other such." She squints at you, studying your scars. "Be needing a cure free, do you then?" "Cures?" "Aye. You've been needing some cures to look at ya. Do you want to buy some, do ya?" Glances at the scars covering the body again and shrugs. "Too late to be asking for them, I think." "Actually, we could use some healing." Mereth nods. "Very well then." She reaches into one of her dried herbs at the belt, snaps it off at the stalk and grinds it in her calloused palms. A few whiffs of dust and pollen rise from her hands. She then mumbles to herself and blows the dust into the air. Take a deep breath.
Updated my journal.
The grey pollen swirls about the room, blanketing you and your companions. You breathe deeply, and less than a moment later you feel strangely refreshed. "Thanks, Mebeth. Before I go, I had some other questions for you." "Go on, ask then." "Do you know someone named Farod?" "Farod, pff." You watch as Mebeth spits once, twice, 3 times, then follows it by making a semicircle over her heart. "That gold turd. What you be wanting with the likes of him?" "I need to find him. Do you know where he is?" "He's not in Ragpecker Squares, as much as I can tell. You need to find a way under the square to get to that turd spider's kip." She spits again. Even talking about him leaves a foul taste. It does. "He's under the square?" She jabs her finger at the floor. "Aye. He's buried beneath the piles of trash, him and his boys, and a tough time you'd have digging him out of his nest." She shakes her head. Let be, child. "I need to find him. How do I get down there?"
Updated my
The
journal.
left frowns and sighs. Here tell, Farrod's got a gate that leads to some nest somewhere in the square. It's just a matter of finding it. You might want to ask some of the others, some who travel a bit more than old Mebeth. I see, I wish I had some other questions. I'm missing a journal, do you know where one could be found? Mebeth thinks, haven't seen one. If it's in the square, which I doubt, since folks don't traffic much with books and the like, it's most likely been stole or stolen. Was it something important to you then? A magic thingy, all glowing and sparkling with magic, sir? If so, you might never see it again. Maybe not. I had some other questions. Okay. What do you sell here, Mebeth? I sell rags and herbs and charms and mixes and poultices and all that wash, she shrugs. Also, if you find a queer item you can't figure out, bring it to old Mebeth. No promises, child, but mayhap I can riddle out what it is. Well, I had some other questions for you. Okay. Could I rest here? No. Are you a witch, Mebeth? Mebeth scrutinized you. I say no as to what I am and what I isn't, but you'd be wanting to. But what you'd be wanting to know so for all bad for you'd hand a old woman barking and sniffing at her for a juicy bit of gossip. I want to learn about magic. Could you teach me? Mebeth lies. Puh. I'm no teacher. No school mistress all set up to teach like them in the whole festival. There's others somewhere, I'm sure, would teach spill the dark of it. You'd be wasting your time with old Mebeth if you would. I don't agree. I think you'd have a lot to teach. Mebeth looks at you. Oh, why do you want to learn such things? Because I may need it to solve the mystery of who I am. After a moment, Mebeth nods. The art may help, it may not, and you must not rely on it to solve all your problems. She cites, child, it's most like only going to add another chip to your pile of questions. I understand. Will you teach me? Ha. Mebeth shakes her head. One should make songs rather than make magic. Songs have more beauty. Magic's been made dull, commonplace, soiled by the mob of people who have tromped through it. Huh. She squints at you. I'll teach you, but first I need you to do some things for me, you hear? Like what? My legs aren't good for walking about, Sigil. There's errands I'd have you on. I need you to fetch me some herbs from the market. It's Briarwood. Easterly and southerly from here in the Hive Market. It is a sample. Takes a black seed from a cup and flicks it to you.
Updated my journal.
You twist the black seed in your hand, and as you do so you feel a small bite and a small drop of blood oozes from your thumb. There are tiny barbs on the seed, like teeth. Mebeth snorts. Careful with it. Show it to one of the fruit merchants at the market. They may know what herbs you seek. Alright, but I had some questions before I leave. Go and ask then. Could I rest here? She nods. Of course, child. I have a mess of black blankets in the corner that would serve. That would be fine, thank you. Okay, so we're all patched up. Nod. As you approach the hooded brown road man, you notice that he's mumbling to himself softly and occasionally nodding. Greetings. Someone comes to speaks to Nod Eye. He suddenly breaks into a fit of hacking coughs, then nods to himself. What are you doing? Nothing except looking for deaders. Nothing else. He sniffs and gives another hacking cough. He mumbles for a moment and speaks again. Nothing else. Need the jink. Jink jink. Deaders. Man, not deaders. You can sell them to the dusters. You can sell the corpses? He starts nodding without really looking at you. Haul them to the black place, the Mortuary. He tilts his head back and forth, and then nods again. There be dusties. They haggles and gives jink. They takes the deader in, they do. I and Nod don't talks to them until the next body. He sniffs, wiping his nose with the back of his hand. Why do they pay for corpses? He shrugs. No matter, no matter. He smiles and nods sagely at Jink for me, Jink Jink. What is this place? He frowns and licks his lips. Ragpicker Square. The square, trash everywhere, everywhere, he coughs. I had some questions. He nods. What? He sniffs and then squints at you. Jink. He taps his head, points at you, then points his head. Wants to know something. Jink. Jink Jink. Hand him a couple of coins. Jink for nod. Jink Jink. He mumbles for a moment, hiding the copper coins away and folds his ask. Nod tries to answer. He coughs for a bit, spitting something off to the side. Tell me about collectors. Me. He seems unsure for a moment, then nods and said, me. Scoops up debtors, takes his dust is paid, Jink for dead to the right place, dead happy, dust is happy, nod happy, with nod shiny drink. Tell me about this area. He points to the ground, nodding to square, Ragpicker Square, trash everywhere, Sharegrave Square. He mumbles for himself for a moment. Tell me about Sharegrave. Sharegrave shadow long, falls over Nod, he does. Nod gives some of his Jink to Sharegrave. Sharegrave tells others in his shadow. Watch out for Nod, sniffs, nodding slowly. Do you know of a man named Farod? He looks, scratches his head. He starts shaking. Farod. He scratches his head. What about him? He frowns and shouts, as if not sure he should be speaking to you. Do you know where I can find him? He shakes his head and mumbles to himself. Glances quickly and begins to murmur to himself again. He sounds like his own repair against leaving. No, not here. In square. He frowns as if unsure how to explain it, but not in the square. He shakes his head again and coughs. I'm looking for a journal that I've lost. No journal, he sniffs, wiping his nose with his sleeve. Tell me of Mebeth. Midwife, cures and charms, she helps with the wee ones, nice. Brings her place up on the platform, smell bad. Tell me about this area. Okay. That's all I wish to know. Farewell. He shakes his head, coughs and resumes his nodding. You'd ask a nod, ask a question for you. Go ahead, ask a question. Nod has a sister, Amaris. Amaris lives in the hive, away from here, away from the square. Long ago, Nod was separated from his sister. Taken away. You've been separated from her and you'd like me to find her.
Updated my journal.
You don't know her. He shakes her head sadly for a moment. If he sees her, he does, tell her, Nod. Her brother worries about her. He does, he worries. Why don't you go find her? No. Nod covers his head, arms mumbling to himself. Nod can't speak right no more, he can't, nay. And he smells and corpses and the dirts and square, Ragpicker Square, no. The outburst sent into a fit of hacking coughs. What happened to you, Nod? Nod sniffs, looking around the ground. Finally he begins nodding to himself, thinking. Nod was young, and he was starting hearing voices telling Nod, do this, do that, bad things, bad like chewing on Nod's fingers. He holds his hands to his face and you can see old bite scars beneath the caked on film. Go on. So Nod's parents take him away, puts him in a dark place, a winged tower where they pokes needles and hooks in Nod's head. Voices stop while they do, but Nod can't think right, can't talk right. Nod escapes the place, he does, wakes up in a hive, Where is this winged tower? Dunno, bad place, bad. He shakes his head violently, clutching to his temples before resuming his normal nodding. Go on with your story. Nod wakes up, there's collectors poking at Nod, saying, look, not a deader he is not. Takes him, and they takes Nod back, back to the square so long years ago. Alright, I'll find your sister for you. Nod thanks you, he does. Nod thanks you. Amaris was pretty, so pretty, lives in the hive. Nah, Fair skinned she was, hair like jet, and always in blue. Blue. She was always in blue. Farewell, Nod.
Updated my journal.
Okay. So let's have a look at our journal. How are we doing? Got Ignis. Yeah, there is burning man hovering above the air in a grill of smouldering corpse bar. His skin bubbles and chars. Flames pour from his tormented eyes, yet his expression is far away, almost as if he was reveling in the flames. Don't want that though. Cranium rat. Individually, cranium rats are little more than your ordinary garbage rats, with a slight addition of a pulsing exposed brains on their skulls. Get them in a group though and they become much more dangerous. Their proximity to other cranium rats creates a hive mind which grows more powerful with the addition of every rat. Their intelligence can rapidly increase to godlike levels and they gain spells and other fearsome mental abilities. And it's only by slaying the numerous individual rats that you can weaken the hive mind. Best to avoid them if at all possible. We've got missing journal, find the source, find Amaris. Collector named Nod has asked me to find his sister Amaris and speak to her for him. He describes her as an attractive young woman living somewhere in the hive, and that she was fair-skinned with black hair and always wore blue. I've agreed to help him. Learn the way of the art from Mabeth. Mabeth said she would teach me the way of the art, but she told me I'd have to perform some errands for her first. Presumably once they're complete she'll teach me what she knows of the art. Find the herbs that Mabeth needs. Mabeth said she would teach me the way of the art, but she told me I'd have to perform some errands for her first. She gave me a black barb seed and told me to find the fruit merchant in the hive market. She said he would have the herbs she needed. Okay. Spellcaster named Jarim is searching for a ruby to complete one of his spells. It's promised to make it worth my while should I bring one to his house in Ragpicker Square. And I've agreed to help a man in Ragpicker Square find out more about Farrell's seemingly endless supply of corpses. He's offered to pay me for the information. Also told me that to find Farrell I would need to follow the platforms over the square north and west of the gate. That gate would lead to his bolt hole. Let's see. Okay, I trained to become a thief under a man named Ratbone, who I met in Ragpicker Square. A man in Ragpicker Square told me that Farrell has somehow unearthed what seems to be a never-ending supply of corpses. He's upset seeing how collecting dead bodies is his business as well, and wants to know just how Farrell's doing it. I've agreed to help a man in Ragpicker Square find out more about Farrell's seemingly endless supply of corpses. He's offered to pay me for the information. He's also told me to find Farrell. I would need to follow the platforms over the square north and west of the gate. A gate should lead to his bolt hole. A spellcaster named Jarim is searching for a ruby to complete one of his spells. He has promised to make it worth my while should I bring him one to his house in Ragpicker Square. An old woman, Mabeth, a midwife in Ragpicker. I met an old woman, Mabeth, a midwife in Ragpicker Square. She seems a little adult, but so does everyone else in this burg. Mabeth offered to cure my wounds for free. It might be a good idea to return to her every once in a while I need healing. Mabeth told me there's a gate that leads to Farrell's Kip somewhere in the square. She said I should ask one of the other collectors how I could find it. Mabeth told me to take a strange black seed to one of the fruit merchants at the hive market and get some herbs from him. She said the market is a few blocks south and east of her hut. Collector named Nod asked me to find his sister Amaris and speak to her for him. He describes her as an attractive young woman living somewhere in the hive. I've agreed to help Nod find his sister Amaris. He said she was fair-skinned with black hair and always wore blue. Okay. So, going to save it there. This has been Vane doing Let's Play Planescape Torment. If you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.